As many of you guys probably have already heard, Lana Del Rey is receiving tons of backlash after she posted this on Instagram. It reads, "Question for the culture. Now that Doja Cat, Ariana, Camila, Cardi B, Kehlani, Nicki Minaj, and Beyonce have had number ones with songs about being sexy, wearing no clothes, fucking, cheating, etc. Can I please go back to singing about being embodied, feeling beautiful by being in love even if the relationship is not perfect, or dancing for money, or whatever I want without being crucified for saying I'm glamorizing abuse? I'm fed up with female writers and alt singers saying that I glamorize abuse when in reality I'm just a glamorous person, singing about the realities of what we are all now seeing are very prevalent emotionally abusive relationships all over the world. With all the topics women are finally allowed to explore, I just wanted to say over the last 10 years, I think it's pathetic that my minor lyrical explorations detailing my sometimes submissive or passive roles in my relationships has often made people say I've set women back hundreds of years. Let this be clear. I'm not a feminist, but there has to be a place in feminism for women who look and act like me, the kind of woman who says no, but men hear yes, the kind of women who are slated mercilessly for being their authentic, delicate selves, the kind of woman who gets their own stories and voices taken away from them by stronger women or by men who hate women. I've been honest and optimistic about the challenging relationships I've had. Newsflash, that's just how it is for many women. And that was sadly my experience up until the point that those records were made. So I just wanted to say it's been 10 long years of bullshit reviews up until recently, and I've learned a lot from them. But I also feel it really paved the way for other women to stop putting on a happy face and just be able to say whatever the hell they wanted in their music. Unlike my experience, where if I expressed a note of sadness in my first two records, I was deemed literally hysterical as though it was literally the 1920s. Anyways, none of this has anything to do about much, but I'll be detailing some of my feelings in my next two books of poetry, mostly the second one with Simon and Schuster. Yes, I'll still be making personal reparations with the proceeds of the books to my choice of Native American Foundation, which I am very happy about. And I'm sure there'll be tinges of what I've been pondering in my new album that come out on September 5th. Thanks for reading. Happy quarantining. Here are some of the comments that Lana Del Rey has been receiving both on Instagram and on Twitter. A lot of these comments make really, really intelligent points. However, this isn't exactly the right situation to be doing it in. Now here's my opinion, albeit somewhat unpopular. I agree that Lana should have never worded the situation as such. It was very clunky and it was posted like at 3 a.m., so she probably didn't have her publicist look over it. Really not her best moment. But I don't think she's a racist, but she may have these unconscious biases that she just hasn't taken the time to work on changing quite yet. We all have biases, and although this didn't come off as intentional, Lana could use this as a learning experience. Nevertheless, she does bring up a nuanced point that we should talk about. Her entire point actually resides in the third paragraph of her statement. Therefore, she should have only included that and then maybe her album announcement at the very end. I think so much hate is coming towards Lana in particular because everyone has this pent-up sense of aggression and hatred about the racism that they've experienced and the racism that their favorite celebrities have experienced. People have seen how unfair and cruel it can be to be a person of color in America and in the world in general, and they want something or somebody to take it out on, even if that somebody or the situation doesn't quite warrant it. And because the focus is on racism, people are failing to see the point that she is trying to make. It's a good and nuanced point that we should examine too, along with the racism. Lana Del Rey embodies the mainstream idealized woman of the past. Think delicate, sometimes passive, emphasis on external beauty, being naive, and always having the guy take control of situations. And the reason why Lana is so successful is because a lot of women today actually still relate with this idea of being delicate, of being submissive, of not always looking like a strong person. Although they would never admit that to themselves because it doesn't fit in with the fourth wave feminism movement narrative. And according to her streaming numbers, her older albums, where she most explicitly embodies this female ideal in the days of yore, are actually the ones that people listen to the most. So it's clearly tapping into something just by looking at that raw data there. Other people feel this way too, but are just too chicken shit to say it. Lana is the only celebrity I can think of that is actually brave enough to own up to it and not throw in these feminism platitudes that maybe they don't quite believe, or maybe they do. Whereas many of the artists which she mentioned in the first paragraph actually idealize the 21st century woman, the modern woman who must have career drive, be confident in her intellect and also in her body. And that's exactly what Beyonce, Doja Cat, Ariana, Nicki, and Cardi B sing about. Let's look at Doja Cat. Her song, Say So, hit number one just, a few weeks ago. That song is all about having a lot of confidence in your body. Ariana's Seven Rings hit number one, and that one is all about being a badass bitch who can take care of herself. She can afford to not have a man. Nicki Minaj's Anaconda is about having a great butt. Beyonce's Check on It hit number one, and that song is all about having confidence and looking great. Yes, these women have had criticism for writing like this, Nicki Minaj and Beyonce especially, since they were the women who paved the way for making singing about empowering physicality okay. And they definitely have had a worse time with their come up because of the color of their skin. But they were criticized for being the 21st century woman ideal. Lana really cannot be compared to any other female artist in the music industry, Asian, Hispanic, Black, or white. To her own credit, she has created this persona that is just super unique. I don't think that the real meat of the discussion should be about race, but instead it should be about the nuances of what it means to be a female today. Lana is just trying to point out the fact that there's a lot of nuance in being a woman, and there's a lot of different experiences, but you shouldn't have to fit into today's box on what people say a woman should be. It's okay to be a different kind of woman, as long as it's your choice to do so. Thanks so much for watching. If you disagree or agree, please leave your comments down below. Let's get that discussion section poppin' and learn from each other. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye.